afternoon. We are here for our memory box video 2. That being said, where I left off from video 1, I have my shape, I have my halo around it, I have my windows cut out, I have my bottom that is smaller than my lid. I also have my 2-inch walls as well as my 3-inch walls. So, since I have everything ready, I have a hot glue gun warming up. I have broken this next process down into 6 steps. So step number 1 is to hot glue our lid. So I have my lid, and your lid is gonna be where we attach those 2-inch walls. Since I have an organic, which is a free-flowing shape, I'm going to recommend that you break the spines of your cardboard. And what that means is I'm using my fingers to curl this cardboard around. The reason is a curled shape, right, is gonna be much easier to glue around the edge of, or the wings of my turtle, versus a straight line is gonna be more difficult. So break the spines of the cardboard, and I would recommend doing that on any shape that's more organic. If you're doing a box or you're doing something that's more geometric, it's not necessarily needed. So, step number 1 is to hot glue your lid. I have my 2-inch walls, and the 2-inch walls is what's going to be attached to our lids. So I moved the camera so you can see the desk. What I'm going to recommend is, as you start to hot glue, you cannot lay your hot glue all the way around your project. The reason is the hot glue dries very quickly, especially when exposed to air. So I'm going to advise working in small sections that are going to be about 4 to 5 inches long. The reason is, if I go all the way around, by the time I get around, where I started is already going to be dried up, and we don't want to waste glue, we don't want to waste your time. So that being said, I have my lid, I have my 2-inch wall that's all bent up, and with my purple marker, I drew this line right here showing you where I'm going to begin my process. So, I have my wall that's bent. I'm going to just line it up and kind of manipulate the cardboard into that exact angle I would like. And the reason I'm doing that is because when my hot glue's down, I don't want to be fighting with the cardboard to place it where I want it to go. I want it to already be ready so that when my hot glue starts to dry, it's drying where I want it to be. So I have my purple line, I have my wall ready, and I'm going to lay my hot glue. When you're laying your hot glue, please do not just create one streamer of very thin glue. As you notice, when the glue runs out, I'm going to release and repump the trigger of the hot glue gun. Please also keep in mind, do not shove the hot glue gun through the back of the gun. This will damage the guns. So I laid my glue down. I am placing my wall down. And I'm going to slide it to the edge. Because we are in an Art 2 class, I expect these to be better than the 3D letters. Therefore, I expect it to be more precise and exact. Since we already cut our bottoms, if you do not do this exact and precise, it's not going to fit. So, I'm sliding it all the way to the edge. Sweet. So step 1, lay my hot glue down in about 4 to 5 inches. Step 2, I place my wall directly where I want it. And step 3, I'm compressing and I'm holding it. I'm holding it for about 30 to 45 seconds just to make sure that that wall stays exactly where I'd like it to stay. I don't want it to slide around. I don't want any room for air on my part. So I'm just holding it in place for that time. At the end of the video, I will give you written directions on the 6 steps that I will be addressing with you, besides just walking through them physically in front of you. All right, should be able to move on, hopefully. All right, so this is dry. Sweet, it is dry. Okay, this is dry, it's not moving, it's not sliding around, so now I'm ready for my next part. So again, I'm going to use my purple marker. Whoop, don't break off. I'm going to use my purple marker. I'm going to show you that I'm going to work again in another 4 to 5 inch section. See my purple line? I'm going to pre-fold that to make sure that it fits exactly where I want it to go. Okay, I'm going to lay my hot glue down. Make sure there's glue. Okay. Okay, drop that. I'm going to lay my hot glue down. Remember, I am not shoving the glue through the back. What I am doing is I am pumping the trigger and letting the glue come out. When it is out of glue, I'm going to release the trigger and re-pump. Okay? I am going to lay my wall down directly in my glue. And I'm holding it for about 30 to 45 seconds once I've decided that I'm satisfied with it. So, while gluing your walls, there are two things I'd like to show you. Number one is how to start your walls, which I already did using my purple marker and working in 4 to 5 inches. The second thing I'd like to show you is how to start a new wall once you run out of a wall. So I'm not out yet, so I'm just gonna pause and start the video up when I do run out of the wall. I'll be right back. Okay, so I finished my first wall, and I know that I required 3 at 2-inch walls. However, because my shape is small, I won't be utilizing that third wall, so my advice would be to give that third wall to your teacher, because someone else's shape may be larger that they didn't account for. So we might as well just help someone out. That being said, I ran out of my first wall. As you can see, it's already 2 inches, right? It's pretty level. My lanes are pretty clean, to be quite honest. Quite proud of this one. So I already pre-bent my second wall. What I'm going to be doing now in order to start my second wall is when I'm ready to start the second wall, because I'm working in 4 to 5 inches, my advice would be to lay your glue down alongside this edge, right here. I'm not showing you a good angle, right here, okay? On the wall that just ended, as well as the 2 inches out from the project. This is gonna allow me an opportunity to not only push that wall down, but to also push it against the old wall. So I am gonna have to do it against the table, and I hope you can see what I'm doing. I'm gonna try to turn it so you can see a good angle. Okay. So with my hot glue gun, I am laying glue down the wall. Okay. Once I'm out, repump. And I'm also laying glue along the side of my project. Okay. So not only am I pressing my new wall down, but I'm pressing it against the old wall. This is going to create a very clean seam. Remember, you want to slide it to the edge and compress the old wall with the new wall. And again, I'm going to hold it for about 30 to 45 seconds. Once I'm done holding it, I can continue with this wall as if it's the same original wall. So again, glue down the old seam and onto the base of the project. Press your new wall down against your project and against the old wall. I will show you once this is dry, and then I'll finish this up and we'll move forward. It's not dry yet. Okay. Dry enough. Okay. So there we go. I have a clean seam, as you can see, minus the glue sticking out. It's a pretty clean edge. All right. So I'm going to finish this up and I'll bring you back for step 2. All right, so step 1 was to hot glue the lid with the 2-inch walls. So I've done that part now. I have my lid, I have my 2-inch walls all the way around. So now I have the top to my memory box. Step 2 is to make sure that the bottom shape fits inside my lid. The reason is, if it does not fit inside my lid, the bottom of my project will not fit inside my lid. So, right now, I could already see and tell that I have some designing issues. So what I'm going to do is rest this shape on top of my box, which it's good that I have some designing issues, so I can show you how to correct it. I'm going to rest it on top of my box. I can tell that at the top, there's a gap. You can also see one right here. It fits. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to draw. Is this the right side, or am I crazy? Let me try the other way. Yeah, it is the right way. Okay. So I'm going to put bottom. Right? Okay. So what I'm going to do is follow that cardboard line, and anywhere that my shape exceeds my cardboard, right? So anywhere the shape that I'm working on exceeds the cardboard walls that I just laid, I'm going to draw a little line, because I need to make sure that the bottom of my project fits inside my lid. Otherwise, my memory box is not going to close. So I'm drawing my lines. Wow, so I'm going to make those changes and I'm pretty sure it should be successful now. But it might not be, so therefore I'd have to edit it again. Okay. It fits. Sorry, it's exciting when you get things right. Okay. Yay! Okay, so step 1, hot glue the lid to its 2-inch walls. Step 2, make sure my bottom fits. Check. Step 3, my goal now, knowing that this is the bottom because I marked it, is to paint. So one of your requirements is inside your memory box, you need to paint your collage. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to draw some images so we can move forward. I'm going to do a coffee cut because that's how I survive, right? A large mug, okay. And then I'm going to do a star and I'm going to do a happy face. I'm done. All right, so step 1, hot glue my lid to the 2-inch walls. Step 2 is make sure that the bottom of my shape fits inside my lid. Step 3, I just painted everything, including the insides of my walls. So my 3-inch walls. So I just painted everything. Step 4 is to assemble the bottom. Assembling the bottom is going to be the same exact process. We are going to glue the walls on top of the shape, and since this shape is taller, I know that it's going to fit inside my lid beautifully. So I'm going to start that process for you. Oh, again, I'm breaking the spines, right? I'm going to glue it all the way around, and it should be able to slide and fit right in. I'm going to address the steps, and then we'll just move forward. So step 4 is to assemble the bottom. Step 5 is to paint and design my lid. So I'm going to paint my turtle, I'm going to paint the inside of my lid because any leftover cardboard at the end of the project shows me that you didn't finish it. So I'm going to paint every single detail. And last but not least, step 6 is where we add our windows. So I'm going to assemble the bottom and I'll come back in a sec. Alright, so I just finished gluing the walls to the base of my project. Now is the moment of truth. Let's see if my lid fits it. It does. It doesn't wiggle too much, so it's almost a perfect seal. If we look at that, there goes the overlap of my lid to my project. So as you can see, hopefully painted, not like mine, you have a finished and completed memory box. I would like to run through the steps again because as you see, there's no block to my window, which your project will be closed. So, my finished memory box with 2-inch walls to my lid, 3-inch walls to my base, and just a slight inch overlap. Alright, so step number 1 is to hot glue your lid. You're hot gluing your lid to the 2-inch walls. Remember, when you hot glue in 4 to 5-inch strips, and you want to hold for about 40 to 45 seconds. Number 2 is to make sure bottom fits inside your lid. If it doesn't fit, it's not going to slide on so easily when you're done with it. Trim off any excess if needed. Make sure you can see those walls. Step number 3 is to paint the bottom and the walls of your memory box included with your collage, as this will be difficult if you've already assembled your project and now you have to get a paintbrush in there and paint some fine detail. Step number 4 is to assemble the bottom once you're done painting everything about it. That includes your 3-inch walls as well as the bottom and back side of your project. Step number 5 is to paint your lid. Remember, add your detail. If I'm adding sand, you need to add sand. If I'm painting it blue and blending a value scale of blue of different colors to portray the ocean, I need to do that. I'm painting the detail of my turtle. If he has eyes, add your googly eyes, whatever you want. Every detail about it. And last but not least, we are going to add our windows. So adding our windows, you're going to get a custom piece of the cellophane. A cellophane is about as thin as like I don't know how to describe cellophane. Cellophane is like wax paper, however, or a parchment paper when you bake, however, it's completely transparent. So this cellophane or Duralar, which is a little thicker, you're going to get a custom piece and you're going to cut it larger than your window on the inside. After that, what you're going to do is you're going to lay down a line of glue. I'll do it in purple so you see. You're going to lay down a line of glue. Remember, we work in small batches. So, lay down a line of hot glue. That's this half moon you see. Lay down your cellophane. It needs to go over your window. Once this hot glue and your cellophane is attached, you're going to close it up and do the other side. Let's see how good I am. Not that good. You're going to do hot glue on the other side, pull that cellophane tight and press it. All right, that's going to ensure that when you look at it from this side, it's just a clear glass looking type window. Ask myself or a classmate, and I've also gone over all 6 steps for you. So have fun, enjoy, and make a memory box that you're proud to keep. Thank you.